Hello, I'm Jason Lightoller from Woodside. After I uploaded the video of the waffle stitch on the European Superba machine, a request came through asking if I could demonstrate it using a Japanese machine. So here we go.
Now, I didn't invent waffle stitch. I don't know who invented it because I've seen many people demonstrate it, but it is a really lovely fabric to make, and I'm going to show you how that's done. So just for this sample, what I've done is I've pulled out in a 1x1 rib arrangement here 30 needles either side of 0, and I've cast on the zigzag row at the tightest possible tension. I've hung my weights and the cast on comb, and for this project you do need quite a bit of weight, and I've set the carriages up to knit in a circular fashion. And what I'm going to do is just make 2 passes of the carriage at the tightest possible tension. So now what I need to do is to set the carriages to knit in both directions. So we just cancel everything out to revert back to ordinary ribbing. And this is UK 4-ply yarn, and we need quite a loose tension for this particular project. So I'm going to go up to tension 5 on both beds. And I'm going to, if your machine has a slide lever on the ribber carriage, you set it to 1. So for the first 2 rows, you do in ordinary plain ribbing. And then you need to set the knitter bed to tuck. So for this particular machine, all you do is press both tuck buttons, which is there. On a silver reed machine, you just need to move the cam lever, which is here. And now all I'm going to do is 2 passes with the machine in tuck. I'm going to cancel out and do 2 passes in stockinette. I'm going to press both tuck buttons and do 2 passes in tuck. And then I'm going to cancel out and do 2 in plain. Press both tuck buttons and do 2 in tuck. Cancel out and do 2 in plain. Press both tuck and do 2 in tuck. And then 2 in plain. And then you just keep going like that in alternate directions. 2 in tuck, 2 in plain, until you get exactly what you need, the amount of rows that you need. Now this particular project works beautifully for baby blankets. You could even use it for clothes. You could use it for whatever you wanted to. The only downside is that it becomes very repetitive and very boring after a while. But it's incredibly easy. And honestly, after a while, you wouldn't have realized just how many rows you've done. Now, when you get to the last row of however many you need to do, it's important that what you need to do is you do your very last 2 in ordinary ribbing. So that would be ordinary stocking stitch, but you increase the tension to the loosest it will go. So on the ribber, that would be tension 8, and on the knitter, it would be tension 10. And then you just go across for the last 2 rows at the very loosest tension. And then what I'm going to do is move the ribber stitches up to the knitter. So using the latch tool, I'm just casting off here using a latch tool bind off, sometimes called a loop through loop bind off. Don't be tempted to do one last row of stockinette stitch, as would be the case on some occasions. Here you just need to leave everything as loose as you possibly can. Casting off around a gate peg isn't something that I would advocate for this occasion, because in my opinion it isn't stretchy enough. The latch tool gives the most stretchiest cast off of all, but that's just my opinion, of course, and other people may throw their hands up in horror at me doing this, but everybody is unique in their own methods. And here we are. This is Waffle Stitch. It really is a lovely fabric to use for blankets, for throws, anything you want to use. It's perfect for baby blankets or baby garments even, and it works very well for any cut and sew technique you want to use. It's extremely stretchy, as you can see, and it gives a lovely warmth to whatever it is you're making. As you saw, I did this on a standard gauge machine, and as I mentioned, I used a UK 4-ply yarn weight. Now, as you saw, I did the changes every 2 rows. That's as much as you should do, really, because the hooks will not take anything more than 2 rows. I have tried this doing it every 4 rows, so I changed from tuck back to stocking net every 4 rows, and everything jams up because the hooks are just not wide enough. Even on a mid-gauge or a chunky machine, I have tried that, and it doesn't work very well. But as you saw, it's very simple and it's very easy to do.